a seat at the table, we wanted to know, where does Target stand? Secondarily, while it is that Target has found itself prominently placed on predominantly white institutions, there was no presence with HBCUs. And so we wanted to know, where are you with that? Senator Turner enunciated what it is that the former CEO, Brian Cornell, articulated after the murder of George Floyd, a commitment to $2 billion being invested into the community. We wanted to know, where were they in honoring that? And lastly, with all of the money that the Black community invests into Target, would they be open to expanding the capacity for access to capital by investing in Black banks? For the moments that are entrusted to me left, I want to go over the 4 things that Target has completed and what left remains incompleted because we have not been able to bring you up to speed.
Hello, wonderful people. How is everyone doing? Sorry that you're listening to all of this bull sugar on a Saturday. But, boom. What a joke this guy is. I cannot with this guy. Do me one small favor, folks, if you will. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. Excuse me. As you enter the chat room, that tells YouTube that you are enjoying this content. So for people that don't know, or who've been living up under a rock, or who has not been keeping up, how you doing, Tina, with this saga? Just call it a developing story, right? It's been going on. Yes, he is. Let me go ahead and do the roll call because I don't want to forget, because sometimes I get involved and engaged and I forget. Greg, how are you doing? Jeremiah, of course, is here. How are you? Joel, hello. And who else is here? I think, yeah, My Girls is here, of course, the troublemaker. Maga Tamara is here. Hello, how are you? Nemo has been found. How are you doing, love? Libby Boy is here. Hello. Mayor is here. I love it. Tube Steak is here. All of the usual suspects. All right. So again, I wanted to cover this story because I love showcasing the hypocrisy. Now, for those that don't know, and if I freeze, I'm so sorry. I hope that when I freeze, let me know, my girl. Can you still hear me talking? Because I know the screen freezes every blue moon. But as long as you can hear the content, I'm still happy until I get that issue resolved. Yes, Libby Boy, this guy is a complete joke. And My Girls, did you ask this charlatan this Svengali to speak for you? Who appointed this guy to speak for Black America? He is not speaking for me. And with the outcry that's been going on the last few days, many Black Americans are like, who gave him permission? He doesn't speak for me. So there's a whole backlash against him, thank goodness. And now my opinion, because a lot of people are like, why is he canceling it? Okay, thank you, my girls. We know why. What happened? Someone tell me, because I forgot. When the election was over and we found out that the Curry Queen had blown, what, 1.2 billion? And then everything came out in trickles, but it came out. Al Sharpton, Roly Poly Martin, all of these people, Megan Thee Stallion, all of these people received big checks. The checks were cut. You cannot tell me that this guy did not receive. So you know how it goes. They probably called him into, they had a little meeting, called him into the office. Okay, so stop this boycott. And you know how they do it to hide money. They probably donated it to his church, okay, which is a nonprofit. But I'm sure they found a way to funnel that money to this bum, so that we don't know. But I don't have to see the check. I know he received a check. Yes, Ruby, how are you doing, love? So let me continue with this. So there's an outcry because I'm canceling. Who are you? Furthermore, you know, a lot of Black people work at Target. So you're going to put these people that you say you love out of business. Right, Nemo? Tina, Devil's Disciple sounds about right to me. So let's listen to this. Was his press conference when he was discussing, how you doing, Robert? Yes, that the Target boycott is now over. And then again, there was an outcry. Many Black Americans were like, whoa, 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 we're still not going to Target. You don't speak for me. So I don't know who appointed him judge, jury, and executioner. But Livy Boy, and I was telling people when all this Target stuff started, Target is out of the way for me. That's the reason I don't shop at Target. But remember, they were telling us to boycott Walmart. Walmart is a major employer of Black Americans. You are putting the people out of work that you say you were trying to help. And I'm shopping at Walmart like 3 or 4 times a week. So I don't pay this guy any attention. Yes, Nemo. So listen to some more of this crap.
Let me thank the new incoming president and CEO, Michael Fidelki, who just started the first day of Black History Month. And so he has proven that he wants to make history in Black history, not just remember it. I want to thank Senior Vice President Isaac Rios, who has met with us consistently through this process. And I want to thank our ally, Ray Robinson, who has been very instrumental in helping all of the parties get to the table. First is the $2 billion commitment. Those of you who grew up like I did in the 80s, and you remember the Wiz, Stephanie Mills said, "Don't nobody bring me no bad news." So let me say to you that Target, in their commitment for $2 billion, has completed 97% of it. And the remaining balance should be complete by Easter. They've partnered with Black-owned brands, Black-owned media, Black-owned suppliers who bring.
So notice he's talking about all of these things that Target has done allegedly. Where are his receipts? I have to see receipts with this guy. Livy Boy, hypocrisy at its finest, being Black by putting other Blacks out of work, the social justice way. Boom. there you go. So, yeah, where I need to see receipts. And again, I want to know the size of the check that this guy received. Y'all know them ninjas was still shopping at Target behind his back. Quit playing. If Target weren't so out of the way for me, I probably would, but I have to go 15, 16 miles out of the way when there are Walmarts on every corner. So that's that's why I don't shop there. Tina, it's a money grab. That's all it is. Yeah, it's not a level vacay. This guy is as crooked as two left shoes. Let's listen to some more of this tripe.
Culture, creativity, and innovation into spaces where our presence has long been understanding the past is not sufficient. The present and the future is where it is that we are. The revolutionaries who are amongst us would echo the sentiment, forward ever and backward never. And so it's not so much about what has happened in the past, but what it is that we can accomplish in the future. Leader Mallory spoke to what CEO Michael said to the 400,000 employees in terms of us not being treated with the highest level of respect. And the question that has been asked of us over the last year of 35 Fortune 500 companies who have.
Boom. And that's what I said, my girls. He learned this from MLK, Dr. King. He also learned this from the king of shaking down Fortune 500 companies, Al Sharptongue himself. Okay, Ruby. Okay, yeah. Right, Nemo. Quit going to Target when they started transcribe. Yeah, Greg. Yeah, when if I was going to stop, that would be a reason to stop because they were grooming children with that crap they were selling. Right, Jeremiah, keep telling them. But everyone in this chat knows better. They know what he is.
Walked away from DEI. Why did we pick Target first? And the answer to that resoundingly is Target is the only one we invited to the cookout. They were the only ones we felt were kissing cousins. They are the only Fortune 500 company that got a hood nickname. We called them Target because we had let them into the house. And so it was not just a abandonment of DEI, but we felt as if it was a betrayal to it. Target exceeded not just the $2 billion by Easter, what they'll do at the 97% mark, but in our meeting with Leader Mallory and Bishop Daughtry, they went above that with $100 million in grants. $100 million.
Again, this is nothing but a shakedown, folks. This is a shakedown of a Fortune 500 company. We know what's going on here. And to get him to go away, again, I want to know the size of the check this guy received. If you think this guy received some money, now, again, they probably funneled it to his church because it's a nonprofit. But I want to know, okay? I really want to know if you think this guy received financial compensation. Type a 1 in the comment. Yes, Tube Steak is beat me. Yes. Type a 1 in the comment section, please.
Dollars in grants and scholarships to Black-led community organizations, surpassing the original commitment. So we are at $2.1 billion. The second is our ask was about investing in HBCUs. Target understands, as we do, that HBCUs is the incubator of the largest amount of Black doctors, Black lawyers, Black engineers, Black public servants, and biasly, Black preachers.
You know, he's one of the blackety, black guys. Oh my God. Black. Stop it.
And so HBCUs have curated for us at the highest level of capacity, even producing the first Black vice president. We are
now he is still telling that lie. I can't with this guy. Even producing the first Black vice president. I cannot with this guy. And every time he says that, and remember, he had her up in his pulpit, and a woman simply asked a question. They quickly removed her from the church, and she wasn't disrespectful. I did a whole video on that, and most of you were here for that. The first black, he's still telling that lie. Gaslighting 101, baby, at its finest.
Stones throw away, and I must invoke the name not just of Howard University, but to our DC contingency. We also have to invoke the name of UDC that has locally been producing Black scholars around the DMV.
Tijuana, thank you. Excellent question. How come Ben Carson and Condoleezza Rice never talk about being Black? Tijuana, because they're too busy with their lives doing something competent, doing something important. And they know that is not a factor because they are hard workers, and that's how they got where they are. So they're not out here, oh, I'm blackity, 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 black, black. They don't have to. Their accomplishments speak for themselves. Thank you, Tijuana. Excellent point. Excellent point. Sick of these people with this race hustling.
In so doing, I want to give high commendation because Target has given $10 million to the Pencil Lewis College of Business and Design in Detroit. Now, I am a fourth generation HBCU graduate. I have children, respectively, one at Hampton, one at Florida A&M, and one at Spelman College. By the way, none of them are on scholarship. I'm paying for all of it.
You should be able to, the way you're shaking down people at that your so-called church, you should be able to afford all of those college tuitions.
But I was unaware until our meeting with Target of the only HBCU design school, which is Pencil Lewis College in Detroit, that was on the brink of closure until Target came and walked alongside them and gave them a gift of $10 million. I am grateful that that school is open. I have talked to students as well as staff that is there, and they are grateful for that robust contribution. On top of that, let me appreciate publicly that they have given upwards of $18 million towards the United Negro College Fund, another $8 million towards their target scholars. They have identified our first HBCU that will be their flagship.
Exactly, Vacay. My point, exactly. What's his commission? Nemo. Al Sharptongue needs to look at Ben Carson and other people. Jeremiah, that would be good. Guacamole, send me some Tijuana. Sounds good.
On how it is that they walk alongside HBCUs who have business programs, so that those HBCU students would be able to learn how to scale business, will know how to do business, will know how to interview, and know how to compete. I am absolutely grateful that there is, in fact, an alternative to the prison pipeline, which is HBCUs. We cannot just talk about problems without talking about solutions. And so in their scholars program.
Oh, Ruby's dropping truth bombs. All the baby mamas at stillbirth are paying his children's tuition. How you doing, Beverly? But Roland, the church has to sow a seed of $5, $10, $15,000 so God can bless them to be millionaires. Yeah, those are the lies that they tell them, Beverly. So you are right. Even Morgan Freeman said, stop talking about skin color. Morgan Freeman has been saying that for years, and unfortunately, not enough people have listened. Yes, you're absolutely right, Tijuana. Oh my God, this guy.
It is not just summer internships, but they will be preparing them with interviewing skills, preparing their resumes, and showing them how it is that they will be able to integrate into a workspace that still finds itself in bias. The third area that I wanted to direct your attention to in the absence of diversity, equity, and inclusion is I would be derelict of my responsibility that to not to underscore being flanked by Representative Turner and Leader Mallory, the impact of the absence of diversity, equity, inclusion on Black women. Over 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs since February.
That may be true, sir. More white women lost their jobs. I don't hear you saying anything about that. So, again, he's a race hustler, folks. We know that. We know what this is. MAGA. Schools and colleges should be where we learn to work together for the betterment. Yes. He's part of the worst of the worst of the blackity black. Yes. Boom. Again, and you hear a lot of the race hustles. Over 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. More white women have lost their jobs. So what are we doing here? Okay. All right.
I would be absent of conscious of mind to not to recognize and underscore this is the largest Black unemployment that we have had since the pandemic. And we can point to it because our people who are qualified and are work ready are not given opportunity.
So we know systemic racism. We knew this was coming, and he cannot hold a press conference without talking about systemic racism, white supremacy. Boom, Ruby. How you doing, Vicky? All right, hit the like button. We have 25 people watching. I only have 18 people that have hit that like button. Make sure you signed into your Gmail so you can hit the like button. Thank you so much. Yes, Tina, he obviously is unaware or is unwilling to say.
Let's not delude ourselves to believe that diversity, equity, inclusion is necessary. Just yesterday, somebody was placed on the Air Force board who has never been in ROTC. Let's not delude ourselves of where it is that we are, that we have the most ill-equipped cabinet in the history of the United States of.
You knew that the Trump bashing was every time he holds a press conference, every time there's a microphone in front of his hand and his mouth is speaking on a microphone. White supremacy, systemic racism, but Trump bad. Right, Nemo? Oh my God, he never changes.
Of America. And they've gotten the job from reverse discrimination. And so they piloted a program Target did on
this season.
Right. Nemo, yes, he is. Rusty, but Trump, hey, you knew that was coming. You knew it was coming. Every time he's talking, this happens.
I don't work for Target. I want to direct you to their own website so that you can find how it is that they are opening up opportunities for minorities and for women to be able.
Now, you see, he used the word minorities. He's gaslighting Black Americans, tricking them into believing he is working on their behalf. He is not. Okay? And I had that pulled up. If you look at their board, there are 2 Black men at the bottom. But when he uses the words minorities to make Black people think, okay, these positions I'm talking about, well, Black people are now in those positions, and that is not what is going on. The illegal immigrants took the jobs from everyone, and he'll never say that, but you're right. Boom. Ruby, I guess all those white male engineers from Google that lost their jobs are suffering from systemic racism. Oh my God. Right. This guy. Oh my God.
But to get access, not just to entry level positions, but how it is that they can scale up and how it is that they will not get a concussion hitting their head on a glass ceiling. I am pleased to report that now 13% of the board of Target is now minorities.
So when you hear him he's a race hustler. He's not going to use Black So to gaslight Black Americans who he has lied to and has them thinking he's out here fighting for them, which he's not. Again, right, Ruby? Ruby's got it. Everyone look at Ruby's look at what her last comment. They use that word to include people from that community, right? And others. How is it I can have 3 jobs if there are no jobs. Tijuana, you know the game. Exactly. Right. Oh my God, this guy.
13%. They can stand toe to toe against any other Fortune 500 company with their diversity measures and in their inclusion. They are in 2,000 communities. Target is in 2,000 communities, and they have made a commitment to partner with those communities and with those organizations and with the young people in those communities and organizations so that they would have a fair shake and a fair opportunity.
And MAGA, exactly. That's why they won't call it what it is. They use a code word. Just like people don't realize the only thing they fought with DEI was drag queens reading books to kids. That's all the government used it for. Right, MAGA? That's why you see. He by using minorities, he's tricking the Black Americans who think, oh, he's fighting for us. No, he's not. That he's talking about. He's not talking about you. He's not out here for you. He's out here to continue to support the Democratic agenda. So, I'm just saying. Jeremiah, Trump is the worst white supremacist ever. What white supremacist supports the HBCUs by that? Right, Jeremiah? This guy, yeah. And he will never say anything about everything that President Trump has done for HBCUs. He won't do it.
Those, ladies and gentlemen, are the 3 we have made progress in. The 4th one is the one that really burdens my heart to this day, is that up to this hour, Target does not have a relationship with not one Black bank. I am grateful for President Cynthia Day, who is the president of Citizens Trust Bank in Atlanta, Georgia, who has been walking alongside us to see what banks are equipped and prepared to be a partner with an organization at this scale. We have submitted the names of those banks to Target, realizing that is a process that is deserving of the right level of interrogation to make sure that it is a great fit. We are prayerful that Target will be able to align itself with a Black bank. Pastor Bryant, why is that necessary? It is so necessary that our banks have equal and strong footing because home ownership is the entry point for generational wealth. And we've got to move our people from a renting.
Yeah, so that's the end of that. I don't want you to throw up your dinner if you've had your dinner. Right, Nemo, victimhood. You got it. We're victims, according to him. The Target that was down the street from Stillbirth is gone because of shoplifting. Ruby, why didn't he help the Target in his own community? Woo! OMG. Why didn't he talk to the brethren and sisterin and tell them to stop stealing from the Target in their community? I'm just asking for a friend. Right? Unbelievable, this guy. Hit that like button for me, please, folks. MAGA, I think people like him are the worst thing that happened to young men growing up because he hangs so much weight on the color of someone's skin while ignoring the beauty of their soul. That's a good point, MAGA, and you're absolutely right. And so that was his news conference. And I have several others to share with you. I am not done. Excuse me. Let me see what else I had for you. I wanted to show you. I was going through some stuff today, and again, I have several videos that I wanted to share with you. But tell me what your thoughts are about this in the comment section. You're right, Miss Rowland. He won't mention, no, and he won't. Slimy snake. Yeah, this guy. Who appointed this? This guy is not speaking for me. I know he's not speaking for Ruby or my girls. So he is, I guess, self-appointed. You know what he is full of. I'm gonna type it in the comment section. He needs a suppository or something because he is full of it. And so, you know, if you look at the HBCUs and everything that Trump did for the HBCUs, no Black race hustler has said a word. Okay. So he's sitting up here talking about the money, trying to get, you know, he got Target to invest in the Black community. But again, where are the receipts? I don't believe anything this slimy snake says. Robert says slime ball, right? So this is what he said. I don't believe in it. I have to see it because this guy, you know, he had the Curry Queen up in his pulpit like she was, you know, Virgin Mary. So again, you have to look at the words that he uses. He's very strategic with his words. Praise Queen, Ruby. Citizens Trust Bank is headquartered right here in Atlanta. Why not go after Coca-Cola, Delta, or Home Depot to partner with a Black bank? Ruby, he's gaslighting. You know that, just like I do. So, but he's making Black Americans think, I'm doing this for you. And there's a very good reason why he's using the word minority. So when you see them using that word, they're gaslighting to fool you. Okay. So anyway, let me cue up the next video. Let me cue it up. I don't care what this guy says. I don't care. And it's all over TikTok. As I said, you don't have to listen to me. There are many videos on TikTok. And let me tell you what else he did. Once he had this press conference, there was such backlash from Black Americans saying, wait a minute, you're not speaking for me. He came out and did another video saying, well, I'm just saying it's over, you know, for me. But if other people want to do it, so he backtracked. Law Dog, how are you? So this guy, let me see if I need to find, let me show you this because he caught a lot of flack. He caught a lot of flack. Let me show you this. So the co-founder of the Target boycott was upset. So like I said, he said, oh, it's over. And people are like, wait a minute, what? So let me take you to someone I know you don't care for. But you need to see this. All right. This is our old friend, Roly Poly. So again, once he decided that he was ending it, there was a backlash. All right. We're not going to listen to all of this, but I wanted you to hear some of it. Okay. Yes, Nemo.
Where he declared the end of his more than a year-long Target fast. Many people said, how can you call for the end of a boycott when you were not the only person involved in the boycott? He took to his Jamal Bryant podcast to set the record straight. It was a more than 20-minute video he did. Here's an edited portion of his comments.
So what you're going to see now, this is what Jamal Bryant, after the backlash, he was under fire. And then he came out and said this, but listen to it. He backtracked. Right, Tina?
The very last thing I ever want to do is be a proponent of division or divisiveness. I want us to be together as one. This week, I failed at doing that. When it is that I called for the end of the Target fast, most in our community and culture were disappointed, angry, frustrated, and bewildered. What did it mean? Have you sold out? Have you given up? You wave the white flag.
Look at him. He's sitting here in this grandiose chair. And I guess this is that looks like a YouTube plaque that you get once you get 1 million views. I think that's what it looks like to me. So he has that up right here where everyone can see. Yes, Nemo. Wearing a Pee Wee Herman rainbow sweater. Yeah. So listen to this guy. Who can take this guy seriously?
And emphatically, the answer is no. Publicly, privately, to the press and in conversation, I have heralded out loud the remarkable leadership of Attorney Nakima, Representative Nina, and Sister Soldier Tamika Mallory. I think that they are incredible leaders.
So again, he did this without speaking to or having a conference with the people that helped him to start and arrange the Target boycott. So you can't tell me they did not cut him a check. Rainbow Man needs to drop the chip on his shoulder because it isn't his chip to carry and it ain't my apology to give. Yes, MAGA.
And I don't want history to record that I tried to stand in the way of the leadership of warrior women. I absolutely tip my hat to them for their innovation, for their courage, for their passion, and their fire. It was my intention then, as it is now, to walk alongside them, but to never walk in front of them.
You know, he's one of those low T males who worships anything that's maternal. Roly Poly was walking through with gasoline drawers trying not to offend any of the blackity blacks. Right. Ruby, this guy's cut out of the same mold.
Record reflect and show that it was Black women that started this movement.
And we know, as Jason Whitlock often tells us, the worshiping of the Black matriarchy, that's what's wrong with the culture. Dressed like Skittles. Yes, Livy, you know it.
It was Black women who were at the helm. And it's been my privilege to stand alongside them. I am grieved that because of the pain and the trauma and the triggers of leadership of days gone by, it was an immediate presumption that we have been bought off or that I have been bought off.
Yeah, that's what we all, and like I said, even if they did not, I'm sure they didn't give him a check directly. I'm sure they donated to his church, his nonprofit. They found a way to funnel him some money. We have to do some digging and find out where the money is.
And I wanted to tell you, as God is my witness, I have not, and I would not. I am grateful to.
So even the people who were on board, his supporters, they were thinking the same thing that we're thinking. What are you doing? He did this without talking to anyone. Yes, Nemo, you know he was paid in some form or fashion.
Be free to know that what it is that I do is because a charge I have and a God to glorify.
Oh, God.
In this year, I would be derelict and irresponsible if I did not take a moment to thank the Chamber of Black Commerce, led by their fearless director, Ron Busby. He walked alongside us and said, Jamal, while it is that you're calling people away from Target, you should be directing people to Black business. So when 300,000 people signed up at targetfast.org, they received a digital directory of Black businesses around the country because we wanted to make sure that Black businesses thrived. Not only did we do that, but I want to thank 5 partner churches. The Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church in Houston, Texas, pastored by Marcus Cosby. Reverend soon-to-be Congressman Frederick Douglass Haynes III at Friendship West Baptist Church. My comrade at arms, Dr. Charlie Dates in Chicago at the House of Hope. Reverend Stephen Green at Allen Cathedral in New York. And of course, right here in Atlanta, the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah, that's what we need to find out, because I'm sure they cut that church a check when he has access to the money. Come on now.
Last year, we set up bullseye markets where over 100 vendors went to each location, geographically, regionally, so that Black people would circulate their dollars and understand that we have a responsibility to.
They could circulate more of their dollars if you would stop asking them to give you so much money in your church. Boom.
Exercise the Kwanzaa principle of cooperative economics. I want to pause and extend my heartfelt commendation to the Black businesses who over this past year have had to pivot and had to contort because of the adverse impact of this boycott. The Black businesses that were on the shelves of Target.
Remember, I did a video on this, folks. Target was doing business with a lot of the Black-owned businesses. And then when he started this boycott, they lost their business with Target. So you're saying you're out here helping Black people, sir, you're harming them more than anything.
Who have seen a significant drop in sales because we were not there. We want you to know that we love you, we support you.
Sir, love does not replace the money that they lost. If you support them, give them the money that they lost due to your actions, sir. That's what you need to do.
We stand with you and everywhere outside of Target that we can be of a benefit and an ally. I want you to know that we are committed to it. The authors who pulled your books off of the shelves because you stand in alignment and stood in agreement, I am most grateful for you making the sacrifice for the larger good. The last 72 hours have caused me to do a lot of soul searching to figure out where it is that we are, what it is that we've done, and what missteps were made. And I wanted you to be mindful that there were no private deals.
Okay, so look, how many of you believe that? There were no private deals. I don't believe any of this crap. Robert said, please deport him to El Salvador. If only we could. Yeah, Nemo, he's been doing this BS for years. Yes. What a joke.
And I've been grateful to be a part of it and excited to see your stick-to-itiveness and your passion. Even when it came to having to check me, I laid down on the train tracks. Y'all came and got me. And it was well-deserved, well-served, and it was well heard. And so to be clear, as hearing from Soldier Tamika Mallory and Representative Turner and Nakima, they have every intention of moving forward. And I believe that this is the hour where Black women lead. I believe that this is the hour where Black men take their rightful place in their rightful position.
So now he's a minister. God created man first. So you hear this guy, you hear everything he's saying. He's out of alignment with what God created. Man, oh my God, yes.
I am their brother and glad to walk behind them or beside.
Now he's a man of God talking about he's glad to walk behind women. Sir, God made men the head. What this guy? Oh, there is no way I could be in his church listening to him. No way.
Them and always available in any capacity, if necessary, to be able to be a partner. And I would ask that in this hour, that we would in fact take our cues from sisters. I'm glad to be a part of the journey and have been a part of what it is that God has called me to do in mobilizing congregations and churches and pastors all over the country. The real test of who we are is, can you follow when you are not leading? Can you follow?
No, sir, I will not be following you
when you are not in charge. And I am humble enough to realize that I am graced to be a part of a company of amazingly strong leaders. And I'm grateful that you have taken this boycott seriously and you believe that this is something worth fighting for. I do not in any way, shape, or form claim to be the leader. I do claim to be a servant. And I'm grateful.
You weren't acting as a servant when you, without consulting people who helped you start the Target boycott. You were acting as if you were the leader. So you see how he's backtracking, folks? Yeah, he's full of it.
To serve. I'm grateful to be a part, and I'm excited about building a better community for this generation and for the generation that comes behind. Let's roll up our sleeves and do the heavy lifting.
Right, Ruby, he must be talking about future generations. I guess he's talking about his children and his grandchildren, because he's sure not talking about anyone else. What a joke. I cannot. Let's see.
Well, also said that Nina Turner and her group will continue to boycott Target. I confirmed that with her, and she'll be joining us on the show next week. Joining us right now is Nakima Levy-Armstrong, civil rights attorney, co-founder of the National Target Boycott, joining us from Minneapolis.
So you can see, I guess this is her office, and you already know which way she's coming from. She has George Floyd on her wall, and I think that's Breonna Taylor. So we'll listen to some of this, and then I want to get to the TikTok videos to share that I want to share with you.
Nakima, glad to have you on the show. First off, there's been all sorts of, a lot of people don't even understand the timeline, all sorts of who's doing what. And the reality is your group called for a boycott in Target, boycott of Target. Nina Turner's group called for a boycott of Target. Both of those commenced on February 1st. And Pastor Jamal Bryant's Target fast started on March 5th, which was initially supposed to last for 40 days and then go further. So in terms of where, so talk about what has happened over the past year in terms of your organization in this boycott, and how have you been marshaling folks nationwide?
Well, first, I want to say I feel like I just watched a theatrical performance.
We know that with him, yes, we know that's what it is with Pastor Jamal Bryant, right? Give him an Oscar. That's all it is.
And I need a palate cleanse after what I just heard, which I do not feel is genuine based upon my own experience in dealing with Jamal Bryant.
So this woman here who has dealt with him, listen to her. Even the people that's supposed to be on his side exposes him. Jeremiah, you said he's been eating biscuits and hay. Okay. She said, we could tell he's not genuine. Listen to someone that's supposed to be on his side.
He knew full well what he was doing when he flew to the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., to call a press conference trying to end the national Target boycott. The amount of upheaval that he has caused is absolutely absurd for us as a community to be dealing with when we have shown unity and coming together and withholding our dollars from Target Corporation. Remember, a company that's based right here in Minneapolis, and all the harm that Target has done.
So she's talking about all the harm Target has done. She'll never, ever say anything about all the harm that those YNs have done. They're doing it all over America. Okay, I've done several videos referencing that. But Target has done so much harm to Black people. Oh my God, Target. Oh. Ladies, stop it.
So I am just so deeply disturbed.
Yes, you are disturbed. How you doing, English Garden? Where have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you. Thank you. English Garden just joined the chat. Jamal got paid. Yeah, that's what we've been saying. Boom. Yes. Yes. They cut him a check. Yes, Ruby. Oh my God. I can't with these people. Let me continue. Now, this is one of the people on his side. And she said well, all of this crap was not genuine and he knew what he was doing. We're not on his side and we see it. My girls.
At the actions of Jamal Bryant, not just this week with the foolishness of calling this boycott and calling an end to the boycott and claiming he didn't know what was happening, but from the very beginning, when I saw his attempts to co-opt the work of Black women organizers regarding this boycott, people who lived in the Twin Cities, which I specifically conveyed to him as to why this boycott was so important because of the promises that were made after the murder of George Floyd at the hands of the police. And what did he do? He gaslit me.
Now this is supposed to be someone on his side. Listen to what this woman is saying. He gaslit me. He's gaslighting all of the Black people. I guess he's the so-called new leader of Black America. He's not a leader for me. Oh my God. MAGA. Okay. You're MAGA. Do you remember once Trump was in office, when he started, Target, Walmart, and many other companies ended their DEI programs. Okay? Yes, my girls, they do. And do you remember that now, MAGA? I did a video on that, dear. You were here when I did that video. Remember when DEI programs were ended? And basically, we know they were hijacking all these Fortune 500 companies, had all these DEI programs about how to talk to Black people in a nice way, don't hurt their feelings. And if you say this, you're going to hurt Black people's feelings. I mean, just trying to get people to walk on eggshells around Black people because we're just so sensitive, and you white people, you're just so racist, and you just say hurtful things to Black people. Nemo, yes, BLM, boom. All right, here we go.
I said, you are trying to co-opt our work. He had a publicist book him on shows like yours, CNN, The Breakfast Club, to peddle a false narrative.
So this is someone supposed to be on his side. This woman verbatim is telling you what this guy has done.
Positioning him as the leader of this boycott.
But it wasn't.
What makes it even more offensive is the fact that women are the ones who have sustained this boycott. Black women, white women, because we control the discretionary income in our households. So you just subjected me to that. I had to respond to it. I couldn't just answer your question as if that theatrical performance didn't just happen.
But the boycott also didn't just involve him. You also had former Representative Nina Turner. You also had Tamika Mallory, co-founder of Until Freedom, and their organizations as well. And then, of course, it spread like wildfire. I remember, Target's memo that they claimed was leaked drops January 24th. January 25th, Nina Turner and her organization calls for Target to put DEI back in place, or they were going to launch their boycott on February 1st. On January 29th, you posted on Instagram about your news conference and launching the boycott on February 1st. And then, of course, you had local folks who were on the ground. You had pastors and churches. And then, of course, you had the contingent here in Washington, D.C. that was protesting every week outside of Target. So it wasn't.
And we are the ones who live in the place where Target is headquartered. Because if any of these people had the power to call and sustain a boycott, then they could have done it in their cities. When you had places like Walmart, Amazon, many other companies that rolled back DEI, and all these people were silent. In our town, when things happen, guess what? We're boots on the ground right away. We don't have to be online calling for a boycott because Target is headquartered here in Minneapolis. So that is what gives us the advantage in this conversation.
But if
this is a hometown company
right,
that made a specific pledge in the aftermath of George Floyd being killed, and the people who stood up and fought for George Floyd were the ones who declared that this boycott would happen. So let's not get it twisted and bring in everybody and their grandma when you know full well that Target is headquartered here. That's why Tamika, that's why Nina, that's why Jamal had to go to Washington, D.C. to call this press conference, because they're not welcomed in Minnesota after their action.
Did everyone hear that? Again, my girls, the Democrats eat their own. They are at each other's throats. You can look at her and see she is a bitter Black woman with a chip on her shoulder. My girls, I was going to say the same thing. She looks miserable. She wanted a bigger cut of the grift. Jamal Bryant's been playing like he's so tough. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm going to let a few more minutes of this play. Then I'm going to play some TikTok videos, and then we're done.
Target, very disrespectful to people in Minnesota who have launched and sustained this boycott along with our people around the nation. Because I got to give it up to Black folks around the nation for having self-discipline, making a conscious decision that they're not going to spend their Black dollars in Target, and calling out the BS that we all witnessed this week.
But that's my whole
Jamal
point.
Bryant tried to call off this boycott.
But that's
our people.
But that's my point.
Standing firm and not believing the hype from media outlets who are pretending that they don't know what the truth actually is.
But that's my point. There are people all around the country who have participated. And so even though Target is based in Minneapolis, you've had people across the country. You've had other folks in other cities.
It's a national boycott.
Right. I understand that. That's
around the country. But don't dilute the leadership of the people on the ground in Minnesota. Because you and I had a conversation about this very thing. And I told you at the time that Jamal, Tamika, and Nina are not credible.
Okay.
That is why I would not join the national coalition that you wanted to form in the middle of all of this.
No, you and I had a conversation.
She won't let Roland talk on his own show. Oh, yes, Jeremiah.
You and I had a conversation.
Well, we had a text or email.
Right. No. No, I'm going to say what it is.
I said to you that they're not credible, and they're not.
No, I'm going to say what it is. Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Nakima.
Stand with this man in Washington trying to call for an end to the boycott. Now they're trying to save face, talking about they're still in it. We don't need you in it. Go find something else to do with your time that doesn't involve confusing Black America at a time like this.
This woman is bitter. My girls, she does. Yes, Nemo. She's okay. She's talking about Jamal Bryant and these other race hustlers that now they're supposed to be on the same team, but they're at each other's throats. English. I don't know if you were here when she started talking about Jamal Bryant, before I played this video, everything she's saying, we've already called it out. We know he's not genuine. He's a charlatan. We know that. Oh my God. Yes, MAGA. They hate everyone, even including themselves. Oh my God.
How can you stand with this man in Washington, then turn around and say, oh, I'm still boycotting. Oh, my organization. No, you made a choice, and so did we.
So I'll say
I'm
this.
just
So
not here
again,
for any of it.
so for the
for it.
purpose of the audience, when there was a meeting with Reverend Al Sharpton and the CEO of Target, the former CEO of Target, and Pastor Jamal Bryant and others in April, then there was a whole lot of back and forth. That's when you and I talked, and I text because one, I was asking what communication was taking place between y'all. That's when you said you did not want to work with him. That took place in April of 2025. So what I am,
Yeah, and I told you why. I said,
no, I
tried
got
to
you.
work with them,
I
and
got
they
you.
don't have integrity, Roland.
I
And,
got
and
you.
as you just saw this week, that is a clear example of them not having integrity.
So I'm asking you
Why
this.
would Tamika and Nina show up in Washington when this man's agenda was to call for an end to the boycott? Now they're backtracking, claiming the boycott is still on. We don't need this kind of confusion in our community. They can, if they have all this organizing prowess that they claim, then prove it and show us what else you can do. We don't need their help with the Target boycott, obviously. And if the Target boycott wasn't successful, you wouldn't have a divide and conquer strategy where they're sitting here meeting with white leadership from Target, calling for an end to the boycott and nothing to show for our community.
Jamal Bryant has something to show. Maybe you don't. I'm sure he has a check, his checking account. And like I said, there's a certain way they have to do things. So I don't know if Target donated to his church. I want to know how that took. I want to know what took place. Something took place. You hear the vitriol in her voice. She knows it too. She's already said it. They know what went down. He got paid, and the Target boycott is over. Yeah, they know what happened.
So the question,
and why? Okay, those of you who are just joining us, Jamal Bryant was sitting up there. And I did not receive any compensation. Stop the lies. Right, my girls? King, Jamal got money and some Target gift card. You know it. Tina, I guess she was supposed to get a check too. And he went behind her back and got all the money. And those are my feelings exactly.
A bunch of garbage.
so I'm gonna go
And
back.
it's not from serious people don't do things like this.
And I'm gonna go back to the
They
original.
don't.
I'm gonna go back to the original question. You're saying
Yeah, you're right, Nemo. Roly Poly keeps trying to stop her because she's jumping all over his boy, and he can't control her. She won't shut up.
boycott is continuing. You said that. So the question is, what is
We
your?
said it from day one
No,
that
I
it was
got
an
that.
indefinite boycott.
And I'm asking.
It wasn't 40 days.
One second. What is your plan of action for the boycott? 2, what are your demands of Target? What are your specific demands of Target? And 3, have those been articulated to the Target leadership?
First of all, when we sent out our press release on January 28th of 2025 announcing the Target boycott, we listed our demands at that time. And during our press conference that happened on January 30th. And as a matter of fact, 2 of our demands wound up on the targetfast.org website.
Now remember, Jamal Bryant did that Target Fast. So he took their ideas, put it on his website. So listen, she's telling you everything that this charlatan did. That's why she's so bitter.
Because of the trickery of these people involved. So that's number one.
And this is supposed to be a man of God. Can I get an amen?
One second. Nakima, 1 second. For the people who don't know your press release, what are those 2 demands?
Well, the first one is that the most obvious one is that Target reverses its decision to roll back diversity, equity, and inclusion. That should be obvious. The second demand is for Target to account for the $2.1 billion that it pledged in 2021 in the aftermath of.
Yeah, Maga, you remember this? I did a video on this. They shut that down, and then they had pledged all this money after George Floyd died. That's the first. That's my first seeing someone go up against Roland on his. Yeah, she won't shut up. Right, Tina.
The killing of George Floyd. Our third demand has to do with Target's involvement in increasing the incarceration rate in Hennepin County, Minnesota, leading to a young man by the name of Mahdi Ali, a young immigrant who at 16 years old wound up in prison for 2 murders he did not commit. Target had contributed funds to the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, and they said, we don't just want arrests, we want convictions. And then they sent 2 forensic analysts to testify at his trial, leading to a wrongful conviction of a young man of color. This man is now over 30 years old.
Young man of color now. She said something about the immigrant. So you know what she's on. She's on that same Democratic, illegal, and immigrant hill.
And still in prison for murders he did not commit. Target needs to make amends for all of these things. So when I'm on your show and I'm talking seriously about these issues, it's hard for me to ignore people.
Ruby! Ruby, Jamal got paid and they got played. That's why there's so much vitriol in her voice. He got his check and she got left behind. Good point, Ruby.
People who are unserious when it comes to accountability, when it comes to truthfulness, when it comes to holding the line for Black America. That is what we have experienced. So even for me to have to sit there and listen to this man go on and on and on with the theatrical performance before I came on you to talk about something real is offensive. And I'm just tired of it. We have bigger fish to fry in the Black community. We're dealing with the attacks by the Trump administration. We're dealing with ICE busting down people's doors. We're dealing with them trying to erase Black history.
Oh, God. She's going down the list on that Democratic agenda. Right, Waterman. They've been shaking down these Fortune 500 companies. So she's talking about all these things going on in the Black community. She had to start with Trump. Yes, Nemo. And again, she's not starting with the main problem, with the black YNs and all the problems they're causing, fatherlessness. She's going straight to Trump.
We're dealing with hundreds of thousands of Black women who have been unemployed since.
And more white women have been unemployed, so stop it.
Trump took over again. And now here we are in the midst of all of this, dealing with some foolishness that didn't even have to happen. So no, we don't need Tamika or Nina involved in any further organizing around the Target boycott. They helped to make this mess. They need to take that energy and go with Jamal and do something else.
Woo! Woo! Hey, did you hear that, folks? Woo, she is not playing. Woo! Yeah, oh my God. They have turned on each other. That's what Democrats do. Yes, Robert. Yes, Nemo. Oh my God. King, say it again for the people in the back. Why isn't she protesting the Minnesota court system? It's ran by liberals. Exactly. She won't say anything about that.
So the question is, who is allowed to participate? So if there are other organizations,
everybody else.
No, 1 second. One second. Hold on.
Everybody who is genuine.
1 second. If there are organizations, if they're out there who want to participate, what is the process to bring them into the fold?
They're more than welcome to participate. The process is to continue getting.
With her and her attitude, who's going, if someone was interested in joining, just seeing how she's operating here, who's going to want to work with her? Oh my God. Yes, my girls. Oh my God. Right, Robert?
The word out that the boycott is still going on.
No, here's my point.
Communities, Well, I am an organizer, Roland. You are a media person. Okay, let's understand.
I know that. And so what I'm asking is,
how many protests, demonstrations, everything else that I have successfully organized. So as an organizer, understanding decentralized leadership, it's asking people, number one, continue to spread the word in your networks and in your community that the Target boycott is still going on. And as a matter of fact, to double down. Number two, if people want to organize actions within their community, whether it's a demonstration outside of Target, in Target, letter writing, please do that. People can know how to participate, and they have been. My problem comes in when you have people positioning themselves as leaders who have a completely different agenda to co-opt, to cause confusion, to call off a successful boycott. Why are you involved? You made your bed at the Washington, D.C. Press Club.
So the reason I asked the question,
Jamal Bryant,
okay, so the reason I asked the question,
the boycott was over.
Nakima,
so why are you continuing to be involved?
Nakima,
That's my question.
The reason I asked the question.
She has Roland tongue-tied because she won't shut up.
Because you just said decentralized. And so if there is somebody else out there, another organization who decides to do it, and then all of a sudden, let's say they start taking meetings with Target. So what I'm asking is, if you're saying, hey, we're leading this boycott, we're Minneapolis based, how do you want to communicate and convey when it comes to strategy, when it comes to doing all of that with other folks who are getting involved, as opposed to them doing whatever it is they want to do? Because if that's the case, you may find yourself in the exact same situation we're in right now. So how
we won't find ourselves in the exact same situation, because the vast majority of the people helping to lead in their cities actually have integrity and are operating with integrity. Did you see any of them calling a press conference in Washington, D.C. trying to end the boycott?
What?
No, what you see is collective action. People using social media.
She is she's tearing Jamal Bryant a new one, and I love it.
To get the word out. People holding demonstrations like they've been doing in Washington, D.C. in front of Target to get the word out. People working through their networks, people sending letters to Target, writing op-eds, withholding their spending, finding other places to shop. Even when Reverend Al Sharpton was taking people into Costco as a part of the strategy. That is not the same as what Jamal Bryant, Nina Turner, and Tamika Mallory have done. So please don't try to conflate the two.
No. Actually, I'm not.
Oh, she's all over roly-poly too. She's something.
I'm not conflating the two.
I'm not talking about organic organizing,
right,
which is what people are doing. And some people have taken meetings with Target. And that's fine and dandy if that's what they want to do. It doesn't mean that there's going to be an end to the boycott simply because someone takes a meeting with Target. We were offered a meeting with Target, and you know what we said? We will only meet with Target if the starting point for the conversation is them reversing their decision to roll back diversity, equity, and inclusion. If that is not on their agenda, you're not going to waste our time. We're not playing these games with these people. We are winning as a community. So why would we retreat and suddenly end a boycott that is actually successful and powerful and is mobilizing our community? So I'm encouraging people to get involved with the boycott, but to have good intentions, to operate with integrity, and to be truthful.
Have y'all communicated? One second, Nakima. I've got 2 more minutes because I've got 3 guests waiting. The question.
Well, you spent 10 minutes letting us watch the theatrical performance.
First of all, Nakima. First of all,
she is reading Roly Poly, the Riot Act. He can't control. This woman is something else. Right, English guard Nemo's been loving this, like McDonald's. I'm loving it. Oh my God, she won't even let Roly Poly talk on his own show. She tore Jamal Bryant a new one. She's been tearing Roly Poly a new one, and she's still going. Like the Energizer Bunny. She keeps going and going. I love it.
Oh, this is my show. And I covered that today. No, Nakima, one second. Nakima, I played that because it actually happened today. And so that's why I played it. It still is news. Whether you disagree with it or not.
Doesn't matter.
Well, first of all, whether you disagree or not, it's news. So I was going to play it.
Oh.
So it got played.
It was a theatrical format.
Okay, well, that's your interpretation. I'm still going to play it for the benefit of the audience. The question is this here.
Then you could have played it at a different time.
No.
No, she's telling him you should have played it at a different time. Now she's trying to tell Roly Poly how to run his podcast. Woo, this woman is something else. Oh my God. Oh boy. She's worrying about, yeah. She's a trauma drama queen. Yes. She is something.
I don't want to waste my time listening to that garbage.
Well, guess
she's telling him she didn't want to waste her time listening to that garbage. The 10 minutes of video with Jamal Bryant talking. Oh my God. This woman is something.
What? I played it when I played it because it led into the conversation. Now it's Target as a new seat. Target as well. Well, I made the decision. Well, guess what?
Law Dog, I'm sure she's not married. Oh my God. If she is, her husband's a barfly. He has to get drunk to deal with her because she won't shut up.
I did it. Nakima, I already played it. Here's my question.
It was a waste of time.
Well, no, it's a waste of time arguing back and forth where I can ask the next question. And the next question is this here. As a new CEO of Target, has your organization communicated with him as it relates to a meeting to address your specific demands?
Like I said, Target reached out. And I said specifically, if
the new CEO or the previous CEO?
The new CEO.
Got it. And the new CEO.
And I put it on the table. If that's not part of the conversation, no, we're not wasting our time meeting with you. Why would we? If you're not going to listen to what Black America, what women, what the LGBTQ.
So she can't just say Black America. She has to include all these other. So Black people, she's gaslighting you too, just so you know. She throws in all these other people, but she makes you think she's working for you, and she's not.
The community is asking you for, which is basic dignity and respect and not to capitulate to the Trump administration, then what do we have to talk about?
Okay. Well, we'll certainly see what happens.
So she, boom. Oh. Waterman, that's what I said earlier. She's blaming everything. Oh my God, Target has harmed the Black community. Why not? She and these other race hustlers will never discuss the looting, the theft. That hurts the Black community more than anything because Target and so many other businesses say, okay, we're not making money. We are out of here. And it's sad for the older people who are trapped in these high crime, high poverty neighborhoods, and they're not doing anything wrong, but they're surrounded by these criminals. You don't represent all of Black America. There is no Black or white America. It's just America. Right, my girls? She's a race hustler, and she's mad. Now, did everyone hear what she said? They tried to meet with her, but hey, when she opened her mouth, they probably said, forget that. But Jamal Bryant flew to Washington and had that little press conference. So he secretly met with Target. They didn't know anything about it. So you can't tell me they did not cut him a check or they donated to his church, which is the same as giving him money. He can funnel that money out of that church. Yeah, he was paid. I know he was. So that was one video. And I know it's hard watching him. And then there was some more. Okay, and it would make the video too long, but there's more with that. But I definitely wanted to show that to you because this has been a mess. And now I want to show you the TikTok videos because there are many Black Americans saying Jamal Bryant's not speaking for me, So this is something. And I love it. I'm like, Tina, let them keep fighting. I love it. All right. Okay, let me cue this up. I'll show you these TikTok videos and then we are done. Yeah, there are a lot of people angry with him. All right. I'm going to move this over. Hit that like button if you are enjoying this content. And like I said, here, all of us were intelligent enough. We knew what he was doing. And then but I still wanted you to watch that video so you could see someone who was supposed to be on his side called him out. And I loved it. All right. Now that you know how this stuff keeps changing. So let me show you. Let me scroll. This stuff is all over. Oh my God. All right, here's one.
Love with Target. What happened? Who did he talk to and what did Target promise him? What did they do that made him call off the boycott? Why did he wake up in love with Target? What happened? Who did he talk to and what did Target promise him? What did they do that made him call off the boycott?
We know what they did. They cut the check. And I wanted to show you this because the last video that I did, right, he wants some hot dogs. Yes, Ruby. I wanted to share this with you too. Remember, I did the video and the clip that I'm going to play for you now. This was in the video I did last few months ago. And they had Jesse Jackson out there. God, he didn't even know he was in the world. And they had him out there for this mess. This is when he called himself talking about, you know, doing things for Americans. And this Black Americans, this white reporter called him out. And this guy stood there and just told a lie right in his face. And there's Jesse Jackson. Again, he wasn't well. And they dragged him out there for a photo op. All right, here we go.
I understand the boycott against Target, against DEI, but why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens if illegal aliens disproportionately affect the Black community jobs?
Say it one more time.
Why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens when illegal aliens disproportionately negatively affect the Black community?
That's not true.
It is true. They take jobs, right? But they take your jobs. Legal.
Let me offer,
Nothing.
thank you so much for coming out today.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
This is the Rainbow Push Annual Conference.
I mean, if you want to support
People's Conference
Black
for
jobs,
Call to Action.
you don't support illegal aliens coming in
We
and
started this
undercutting
morning with the
Black jobs. It doesn't make sense though, right? I mean,
Thank you.
So remember, if you were here, anyone remember me showing that video? Yes, Reed Rock, how you doing? And you know, Jesse wasn't well, and he probably didn't know where he was. But of course, they took him out there for a photo op. We know how they operate. Reed Rock, where have you been, love? Welcome. Everyone hit that like button, please. So I wanted to show that to you. Hold on, I'm not done. There are a lot of people angry. Like, this guy does not speak for me. Paid actor behavior. So yeah, Black people are all over TikTok talking crap about this charlatan.
New CEO has come handling business, and I'm glad to work with him. The immediate Target fast has come to an end. We claim victory. We're grateful.
Pastor, shut up. And just because you're using your preacher voice ain't gonna make it no better. You can shuck and jive your ass over to Target if you want to. But the people who are boycotting and not interacting with Target are still boycotting. How are you going to end something that you did not start? How are you going to end something that you did not start? Target thought they were hilarious, coming out saying that pretty much they're not hiring no more minorities and they're not engaging in that, right? Okay. That's all. That's it. That was the end of the story right there. And now they're in threat of going out of business because of the black dollar, the one that they said that they did not care for, nor did they even publicly apologize. They just put a black guy up there with a suit and a tie and talking in a preacher voice. And on top of that, I wouldn't be following no pastor who walk around in Louis and Gucci anyway.
Okay, right. So yeah, it's all over TikTok. I'm trying to find. See, I have this stuff pulled up, but you know the pages keep changing. Oh my goodness! I wanted to show you. They were tearing him a new one. People were very angry. And many Black Americans were like, you are not speaking for me. Oh my God, where are the ones that I was? Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Okay.
I agree with Jamal Bryant saying the boycott is up.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to share some of the other ones that I want to share. I'm gonna have to cut the links here. Hold, give me a second. But yeah, this is what is going on, folks. Messy Jesse Jackson. Yeah. But yeah, people are angry. And many people are saying the same thing we're saying. He is not speaking for us. Okay, let me see if I can get another. But yeah. This man, oh yeah, I see what I want to share with you now. Okay. Let me share this one with you. But yeah, this is what is going on, folks. And I'm glad many people are waking up, not to just this guy, but all of the charlatans are being exposed. And I love it. And let me see. I want to show this Bishop Wooten, and I've talked about him, and I've shared some of his video footage before.
People are mad because the boycott is over. And then the end of what they thought. They don't trust what's being said. And then the people start hypocriting. You don't speak for me. Who are you? Now, why are you going to sit there and tell that lie? He did speak for you. Matter of fact, he was your daddy. You shared the stuff. You agreed with the stuff. You put your lights on with the stuff. You went along with the stuff. Now, when it seemed like, I said seem, I don't know, when it seemed like you might be getting had and you ain't going to get none of the $2 billion.
Right. And that's what we've been saying. And everybody thought they were going to get a cut. Jamal got his cut. I don't know about these other people.
All of a sudden now, don't speak for me.
And now on Disturbing the Peace, I want to have an opportunity to bring on my good friend, Stephen Davis. He's a contributor for Turning Point USA. He's worked there for a number of years. Stephen Davis, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, brother. I'm doing just fine.
Stephen, I appreciate you so much because you are a rarity, you know, and I've heard people say this about me. They call me a gentle giant. Right. But man, you are indeed a gentle Goliath. All right. But you have the spirit of David, the courage of David, the character and integrity, you know, of a David as well. And so thank you so much for coming to the show.
Always my pleasure. And thank you very much. And thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So I want to get into this conversation about this Target fast with Jamal Bryant. All right. When he started this so-called Target fast as a boycott of Target because of DEI and because of wanting to fleece them for billions of dollars, I didn't call it a boycott. I called it a punk cot. That's what I call it. It's not a boycott. It's a punk cot because Jamal Bryant and those of his ilk, they had nothing to say when Target were putting the little onesies on babies that had the fake rainbow. Nothing to say about that. But today they have a lot to say. I want to show you this video clip of my pastor and father-in-law, Bishop Patrick Lane Wooden Sr. And then I want to get your feedback on this Target sham. Take a look at this.
People are mad because the boycott is over. And then the end of what they thought. They don't trust what's being said. And then the people start hypocriting. You don't speak for me. Who are you? Now, why are you going to sit there and tell that lie? He did speak for you. Matter of fact, he was your daddy. He did. You shared the stuff. You agree with the stuff. You put your likes on with the stuff. You went along with the stuff. Now when it seemed like, I said seem, I don't know, when it seemed like people are mad because the boycott is over. And then didn't end the way they thought. They don't trust what's being said. And then the people start hypocriting. You don't speak for me. Who are you? Now, why you going to sit there and tell that lie? He did speak for you. Matter of fact, he was your daddy. You shared the stuff. You agree with the stuff. You put your...
All right. So anyway, we got it, right? Yeah, this guy calls it out. He calls it out. He calls it as he sees it. And he knows what's going on. And let me do this here, save this. Let me see what else I can find on TikTok. Yeah, that's Bishop Wooten. He's here in North Carolina. So again, the people who have more than 2 brain cells, they're calling Jamal Bryant out. And again, many of them are saying, you do not speak for me.
Nah, y'all done got Pastor Jamal Bryant together. He was out here acting like he was the Black Messiah, calling for the end of the Target fast. And now he apologizing.
Very last thing I ever want to do is be a proponent of division or divisiveness.
That's all he's ever done. And people are waking up to him. And I love it. Oh my God. So he's acting like he's the new Black Messiah. He's acting like he's the new leader. He's the mouthpiece for Black America. No, you're not. Not for me, you're not. Let me see. Is this the...
To take note that this boycott against Target is the most successful boycott by Black people in 70 years since the Montgomery bus boycott. They've lost $12 billion in valuation. Their stock tumbled from $145 a share to $93 a share. The CEO's salary was cut by 43%.
All right. So those were some of the stats. Now, those are from him now. Yeah, and this is what a lot of people were so angry. He didn't start it, but he ended it, and we know why. Hold on, let me get this going. Where's my sound? Sound is not available for that one. Okay.
With Pastor Jamal Bryant, he had the nerve to have a whole conference. These 3 stooges back here had a conference about the Target boycott is over, when he didn't even start the boycott. You don't believe me? Listen it from his own mouth. And I'll come back.
Nikema Levi Armstrong is an attorney, is the former president of the Minneapolis NAACP. Y'all not gonna like this, but it's things that make you go, And Nikema Levi Armstrong, for historical record, is the one who started the Target boycott.
He didn't even bring the woman that started the boycott to the table.
The media, by the men in charge, and throughout our history. And we're not going to let that happen again. We're not going to let a 2-bit fake pastor
Listen!
a movement built on the blood, sweat, and tears of the people of the state of Minnesota trying to hold and who have held a hometown company accountable for its actions.
But these 3 decided they're going to tell us that the boycott is over. Who put them in charge of us? It's always a man always trying to get the credit for a Black woman. Sir?
Okay, you know who she voted for. You know she voted for the Curry Queen just listening to her talk.
We don't need your approval, sir. How much did you get paid, sir? How much did all 3 stooges get paid to get on this TV and let Target convince y'all to tell us the boycott is over? The devil is a liar and you are a pastor. Should be ashamed of yourself. The tea is hot, guys. The internet is talking. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment. And before y'all come here and tell me that this is how much money Target is going to give, no. Nothing in 2026. Everything he talked about in that video, I got receipts. It's right here. 2022, 2021, and everything that he mentioned right here. Nothing he mentioned that Target going to do for the black community is in 2026. Yeah. So he got y'all.
We said that. He doesn't have any receipts. He's just saying they're going to do this, they're going to do this. He has no proof of anything. Of course, he doesn't need proof. He got his check and he said, all right, I'm good. Woo! Oh my God. So that's pretty much it. I could share these videos are all over the internet. Where people are angry with him. And I love it. And they're talking about he thinks he's the new leader for Black America and all this crap, and he is not. So anyway, I don't need to show you anymore. There are plenty of videos where people are talking about him. And yeah. And that's all I have for you. I think some of the others that I had, I don't know where they are. But anyway, you get the gist. Yeah, we know he was my final review. I believed he received some financial compensation, and that's when he decided to call it off. Someone tell me I'm wrong. Those are my thoughts. I used to buy my granddaughter's toys at Target. But okay, Mayor. Yeah. I get my beard oil and beard balm and beard wash and wave caps and my shea butter soaps from Target. Okay. So anyway, that's all I have for you. Like I said, you can type this in yourself. It is all over the internet. Yeah. Step and fetch it. Pastor Step and fetch it, Jamal. Oh my goodness. So she's calling him out. I'll let you watch one more and then we're done. Yeah, I'm still trying to gather some more intel on that subject matter, Nemo.
Good news, Black America. Pastor Jamal Bryant and former congressional member Nina Turner have secured a deal with Target to end the boycott. They said the boycott is over. Now, mind you, there's no concessions or reversals or commitments or anything like that other than the spoken word of white people in charge who, based on their negotiations, it's okay. It's cool. Target has capitulated to all their demands, all their wishes, all their wants. And so now, us little old black folks can go back to Target, to shopping at Target, because the boycott is over, because Jamal Bryant says so. You got the Negro audacity, Now, you may have organized it. You got no concessions, no commitments, no reversals. You got nothing from Target other than a possibility.
He got something from Target, all right. He got a check. Woo! Someone tell me I'm wrong. I was never not compensated. Oh, okay, Mayor. Yeah. Nemo, yes, I don't care. I don't have any proof. I will, on my deathbed, say that man, he received some type of financial compensation. Why did he do it in secret? And then he went out and did this press conference. No. Ruby, yes, she can't leave. She's out on bail. She has to stay in the state. We're all being exposed. I love it. Mayor, I'm glad that you can hear it here. Yeah. Just when I think my black fatigue ended, then here comes the same old plantation where the racist beef and my fatigue starts all over again. Yeah. So, I'll be live. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this, folks. Share the stream out. I'll be live tomorrow afternoon, as usual, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I really enjoyed all of you. I hope this was informative. I see, as usual, per usual, we are all on the same page, but we know about this charlatan and many others like him. And so for us, there is nothing new to see here. And again, we said before, racism that's big business, folks. The race hustlers, and they fool black people and have black people think that, thinking that they're out here and they're fighting for them, and they're out here selling you down the river. They're not thinking about you. It was never about you. So stop being fooled and think for yourself. Do some individual thinking. That's all I can say. Yeah, thank you, Nemo. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon, dear, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And everyone, if you read the comment sections, because I've watched several videos on this, if you go to the comment section, everyone is saying the same thing. He was paid. And that was the first thing that hit my mind. So all of us with more than 2 brain cells are thinking the same thing. And that's just where we are. And, hey, that's just, I'm not changing. So he thought he was a new black messiah, but we know him. But now people on his side are exposing him. I love it. That's right, Tina. You sure could, dear. So anyway, if you were legitimate, which we know you're not, Pastor Bryant, we need to see a financial list with all these things proving what you said, because we don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth. And that's just where we are, folks. All right. So, everyone have a good evening. And, remember what I've always said. The black preacher. I don't trust Nina Turner. Yes, King Shaw. The black preacher, the black politician. Oh, my God. They are the biggest impediment to the black community. So if we can get rid of them, we could definitely improve some things. So anyway, I'm done. And I enjoyed all of you. I hope you enjoyed the show. You make the show. And I'm coming to talk to all of you now in the comment section. And I hope to see you here tomorrow at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coming to talk to you now until YouTube ends the live stream.